Okay, so this is a really important video. I hope people will share this and think about participating in what I'm about to tell you. A bunch of corporations, a variety of corporations, have just launched a massive coordinated campaign of bullying against you as a YouTube viewer and all of the people, so-called creators of YouTube content. And so I want to talk about how everybody's rights as a viewer have just been infringed upon, and the power that you have as a consumer, the power that all of us have as collective consumers, and how this a strong statement can be made against these tyrants, against these bullies and tyrants, these corporate tyrants, as they have just coordinated a massive attack of economic terrorism against a variety of small individuals and good people who are either YouTube viewers or YouTube creators. So first I'm going to talk about what they did, and then I'm going to talk about how it's affecting you and all the rest of us, all the people who are YouTube viewers and of course YouTube creators, and how this will drastically change the way that you get information and how information is disseminated on the internet. Okay, so let's get started here with Business Insider, where this headline says this. Here are the biggest brands that have pulled their advertising from YouTube over extremist videos. A growing number of brands have suspended their spend with Google following the Times investigation and ads appearing alongside extremist content on YouTube and Google Display Ad Network. More than 250 brands have reportedly frozen all their campaigns with Google, aside from search after the issue, which first seemed isolated in the UK, spread globally as major US advertisers began to boycott the online ad giant too. According to the Times, the spend pulled amounted to hundreds of millions of dollars. All right, so let's go to the first article here at the Times of London, where it says Google risks prosecution over extremist videos. Google could be prosecuted under anti-terrorism legislation if it fails to remove illegal content from its YouTube platform, ministers said yesterday. So this is coming out of England. Robert Buckland, QC, the Solicitor General, said the internet giant could be criminally liable if it was found to have recklessly disseminated videos posted by extreme groups such as National Action, a far-right group prescribed as terrorist organization, in December. And then this is the other article that they posted. And the headline is Top Brands Pull Google Adverse Protest as Hate Video Links. And it says this. Some of the biggest brands in the U.S. pulled hundreds of millions of dollars of advertising from Google and YouTube last night as the scandal over extremist content reached the internet's giant's home country. So I want to explain what this all means in terms of you as a viewer, and everybody's right to get information and how this is going to affect everybody. Because this act of economic terrorism that was done here by the Times of London, and I'm going to get into England in just a second as well, is a history of being a bully and an oppressor of people all around the world. America, we learned our policies of oppression from our British benefactors. So there was this alleged terrorist attack that happened in London. And for those of you who aren't among the truth community, this is not an essential thing to believe or understand, that this was possibly a staged and acted event. And so this event happened, and London was ready. They were ready to push out a level of propaganda and economic terrorism that they were going to target against Google, who may or may not be involved in this coordinated effort to suppress and to censor people's ability to express themselves on YouTube. So I'm going to tell you how this affects YouTube creators and how it affects your content and your ability to watch whatever your favorite YouTubers' videos and these types of things. So nobody likes to work for free. And in fact, most people can't work for free because we need money. We need to get paid for our work so that we can live and support our families and these types of things. And so this massive boycott of YouTube and Google is not hurting terrorist groups. And so this isn't who's being targeted here. This is hurting all YouTubers who make money because people advertise on Google and YouTube. Now, those of you who have YouTube accounts and have put out YouTube videos and have monetized your videos, you know that if you get 100 views on a video or 1,000 views on a video, it's barely any money at all. It's not very much money. And for people who make a living or get some sort of more substantial income out of their YouTube content, you know that when December rolls around, you make tons of money. You make much more money based on the fact that there's so many more advertisers running ads on YouTube because it's Christmas season and it's a big economic season. All these companies have huge advertising budgets, so they put out lots of ads. They buy lots of ad time on YouTube, and then January rolls around and it's a new fiscal year for all of these corporations and these companies, and they don't have a big advertising budget anymore. And so immediately your revenue as a YouTube creator drops maybe in half or even lower based in the same amount of views. So if you got whatever, the million views, collective views in December, and then you get a million collective views in January, you'll make about half as much money because there just isn't enough ads. And so this is how this massive boycott by Walmart and all these other corporations is killing YouTube right now. All creators who need to make money off of their work, off of their product that they're producing, which is YouTube videos, are now not getting paid, or they're getting paid far less. So I noticed this last night as I went around YouTube and I saw they simply aren't running ads. And then this morning I looked at it, and a lot of the ads that are being run, when they are being run, are Google ads. Now Google is putting out ads just to sort of stop the hemorrhaging. And so what this is doing is, this isn't hurting any terrorists or extreme groups. It's hurting everybody who makes video content, and therefore it's hurting you as a viewer, because all of these people are going to have to do something else to provide for their income. And anybody that puts out any content that can be labeled extreme is going to be walking on eggshells. And so it's just going to kill a whole genre of basically truther channels, and anybody who gives opinions about anything, they're going to be really wary that they're going to be labeled or put in a negative category. So let me explain a little bit more. So after January rolls around, some of these businesses get their advertising budget together and they start buying more time on YouTube video ads. And it doesn't get really good until, let's say, the middle of summer. So now in late March or April, there's starting to be a little bit more revenue coming in for YouTube creators. And then there is various types of categories that YouTube puts their creators in. They have preferred creators that benefit more. They get the better ads and they get a higher rate for the ads running on their channels. So this is the Vevo type people, the Justin Biebers and all these types of people that when they put out a video, they're going to get the best ads, they're going to get the best amount, they're going to get the highest amount of money per ad that's being run on their channel, and these types of things. And so they've now created this undesirable category that they call fake news, and all of these types of people that they consider to be extremists. So I hope you understand this, that the people of Europe, the people of England, and certainly the people of America weren't rattling the cages and so outraged by all these, alleged terrorist attacks that people in the truth community know are largely staged and contrived. And so the people weren't saying, "Oh, let's do something about this. Let's punish Google and let's punish all these individual YouTube creators because of these a small amount of groups of these, I don't know, extremist videos that are out there." Do you understand this? This was a coordinated effort by all these corporations that may or may not involved Google. So you as a YouTube viewer and all of us who create YouTube content, you want the people that give you their opinions, that do research and do independent research and are alternative news providers, you want them to be able to express themselves without the fear and worry that they're going to being put in some undesirable category, and they're not going to be able to receive some sort of financial compensation for their work. Otherwise, they're being censored. And what you'll find is that there are more and more topics that people will realize by Google demonetizing their videos that they can't cover anymore. They just can't say certain phrases. They can't talk about, let's say, Pizzagate or whatever it is, whatever it might be. And so that is basically going to kill YouTube as you now know it, because this has never been about the extremist videos. This is about ordinary people being able to express their opinions and cover stories that the corporations and the governments don't want them to cover. And this isn't just about, like, say, people in the truth community. This could be about some gamer that is talking about something. All of a sudden they mention, they go on a little bit of a side rant about something that they know is going on that is controversial. And they just won't do that anymore because they realize if they do that, they put their channel at risk of not being able to receive revenue. And then you have all these YouTubers that are going to feel like, well, wow, you guys in the truth community are screwing up YouTube, so we're all going to turn on you. And then there's going to be all the comments, all the hate, all the negativity is going to be generated towards them, and not at these evil corporations, these demonic corporations like Walmart, which I'm going to get into now. So this is coming out of England, and England, as most people know, is the capital of bullying. So there was a time where people used to say that the sun never sets on the British Empire. And England is just all these European countries that went and oppressed and colonized these countries all around the world, does not have any moral or higher authority to determine who's being bad or good or these types of things. Just like Walmart doesn't have any moral authority to say who's good or bad or who's whatever, who's a terrorist or not, all these types of things, and who is being a responsible, good member of the YouTube community or not. And so what has happened here with this massive ad pull is they have determined what you can see and what you can't see as a viewer. You are being bullied, and the YouTube creators are being bullied, and the content that will be up on YouTube now will be drastically changed, and people will be conscious of their inability to express truthful things in fear of being economically punished. I hope people understand this, that they're going to end up working for free, putting out content with the risk that there just won't be any ads on it, and they won't get financially compensated for their work. And you can do something about this. And this, I hope again that people will share this video. I'm going to make more videos about this. So this is just a basic explanation. I'm going to put all this in a playlist. So this is you as a viewer. This is how Walmart and this, Starbucks and then London and all these, the English government, the British government are all, and the American government are all negatively affecting you and censoring what you get to see as a YouTube viewer. Now, where's your power? Where's your ability to push back against this bullying and this terrorism, this economic terrorism that these corporate bullies are perpetrating on you? Well, what you can do is not buy their stuff. You don't have to go to Starbucks and buy their $4 or $5 crappy lattes when there's plenty of independent coffee shops and other places where you can go. You don't have to go to Walmart and buy their crappy, imported goods from China, all these places that have their own economic oppression and all these things. And this is a period of time where you can collectively make a statement, because this bullying is just going to get worse. There'll be more and more censorship, more and more control over the internet. And then how this will affect people as time goes on. Well, when they clean up the internet and when they get rid of independent people's ability to report the news and take out their phone and videotape something that's going on, let's say there is a city, let's say St. Louis, for example, that they impose martial law on. And they're going to do this for the rest of the cities in America. It's something they're going to eventually roll out. And so they don't want everybody to see what's going on in St. Louis. Now, they already own the national media. They already own the local media. And so all of these national media outlets won't report, or they'll give basically slipshod reporting to this martial law that's being rolled out in St. Louis, that's going to come to Dallas the next day, or Minneapolis the day after that. But they're starting in St. Louis. So in order to catch everybody off guard, they can't roll out martial law all at once. They're doing it one city at a time or whatever. They need to suppress individuals from reporting on these events. And so this is where you stop that here. This is where you stop the censorship and individuals' ability to have private personal media accounts where things can get shared on the internet that happen organically and that are not sanctioned by these corporate demons and these governmental demons. And so we just stop shopping at Walmart. That's an example. Don't go to Starbucks. Cancel your account at Verizon. Call these people up. I'm going to do some more research on this. I'm going to find the phone numbers. Get these videos out to other people. Share this video and other videos. Get people talking about it. And we can just all stop shopping at Walmart. It's a very simple thing. You're not being infringed upon. You'll still be able to get your goods elsewhere. And these types of things. The Walmart's always been evil. And all these corporations that are listed here, all these corporations that have decided to pull their revenue from Google because they're outraged, and their morality and their ethics is outraged. It's disgusting and despicable. And London itself, that has done so much damage to people all around the world by oppressing them, by creating slavery and colonies, by destroying the environment. I mean, all these things that we now know as corporate evils started basically in London and in Europe and spread around the world. The bankers, and they come out like they're victims, and they're going to, attack evil Google, who is supporting all these extremists and terrorists. It's just despicable. So I just want to clarify this last point here, and then I'm going to make more videos about this later on today. But again, please share this place on Facebook and understand what's at stake here. Because these terrorist groups, these so-called terrorist groups, who are mostly run and funded by these very governments and corporations that claim that they're the enemies. And they have money, and they have whatever they have, and they're not going to be stopped. And this is not affecting them. This is affecting YouTube creators. This is affecting people that produce content that you like and watch, and their ability to do this and your ability to receive this. So this is your rights are being infringed upon as an audience member, as a viewer. But you as a consumer have an unbelievable amount of power. Collectively, as consumers, we have an unbelievable power to punish these evildoers for bullying all of us and infringing on our rights of freedom of speech and all these types of things. This is an anti-American, an anti-liberty type situation here. And I'm not talking about Republican or Democrat. They're going against everybody's civil liberties and their ability to express the truth. All right, so remember to boycott Walmart. This is Paul Romano reporting from the apocalypse. Everybody have a blessed day.